Hi guys, and welcome to Reality with Tea. Still sipping on my ginger probiotic with the honey and the lemon. Either way, like, comment, subscribe to this video. Thank you for joining me. So I'm going to talk about season 11, episode 3, Althea, Hoarders. This was 2020. So this one I did watch last night. I remember a little bit more about it. Basically, Althea got married young to someone who was a lot older than her, who had already been married, and this is who she had been with until his death. And basically he was working, and something happened with his job. I think he got laid off, and what he decided to do was to start buying items, bringing them in the home, and then reselling them. Then he would buy stores sometime, buy out stores, and then sell the items and the whole thing. So basically what happened was he started her with the hoarding. Now she's buying and selling items, so they're hoarding in the home. Because the home got too packed, he started adding to the home. So now the home is like as big as a mansion. He's added all these extra wings and pieces to the home, and they're keeping everything. She has about 8 cars in the front, only 2 work. She's got a boat. She's got an 18-foot trailer in the back that is full of items. Every room in her house is full of items. I think she's about 70s or 80s. I know her mom is 95. And we see 4 of her family members come. Her mom, her daughter, her brother, her sister, and her aunt. And they're there to support her. So basically, her husband has passed away now. Has been passed away for 8 years. And essentially has left her with this big mess of a house. The house that he's added these wings to is unfinished. And she's unable to finish it, number one, because there's so much crap in the house, but also because she doesn't have the money to finish it, to pay anybody to finish it. And now she's alone. And her only source of income, I guess, would be if she were to sell these items. But she's really too old and frail to do so. So it's really a sad situation. At the same time, she doesn't want to let anything go. So her family hasn't been in the house, and they see the house. The aunt is able to walk all the way around the house, and she just breaks down crying. You know, I guess she lives in another state, and she's like, to know that my niece is living like this, you know, she could fall, fall, we wouldn't know. She'll be in here, we would have no idea if she were hurt or were to die in here. Nobody really knew the extent of this hoard. Mind you, she has all type of lawn mowers and equipment and all this kind of out the front yard. So basically, she needs to get stuff out of the front and backyard, because the city, that's what they're looking at first as far as finding her if she doesn't move it ASAP. So it's really a sad situation because she's still grieving. Everybody is saying that she is functioning as if her husband is still there or is gonna come back. She would commonly say, you know, Julius was gonna fix this. Julius was gonna fix this. Julius bought this in the house, the whole thing. It literally looks like a warehouse. When you look into their garage or their other area, they would buy, like, it looks like maybe if you were to buy like 50 chairs or whatever, everything is boxed up, and it's just, it really looks like a warehouse. And they start, you know, Corey comes, I believe David is the psychologist again. Corey comes, and she doesn't want to give up anything. I feel like the whole first day they kind of wasted with her talking about how she wanted to resell some of her old cars. They had somebody come and do like an inventory and to see, like, an appraisal, and to see how much the cars are worth. And so anything that he would say, she would up it and say, I'm not going to give it up, because the guy says, listen, you might get $500 for this car. You know, some of the cars were like dry rotted and everything, and she would say, no, I can get $1,000. I'm not going to let it go. You might get $200 for this car, this truck. No, I can get $400. I'm not going to let it go. But the reality is, when are you going to have the energy, the time, the availability? Like, when are you going to be able to sell these things? When are you going to be able to repair these things? You don't have money to repair these things. You don't have the strength to sell these things. You know what I mean? She would not let nothing, I don't think anything really left that first day. They get to the 18-foot trailer, packed to the brim, cabinets, everything is molded out because water has gotten into a lot of these things. And she says, no, I can get somebody to fix it. I mean, she literally has, I wish I knew square footage. Like, it's like a mansion of a house, and all these lawnmowers and things that are broken. Some have been sitting for 8 years. And she's not realizing this is never going to work again. You're never going to get this up and running again. And she still would not let it go. So they have the 18-foot. At some point, they got somebody like a tractor to get it out, but she's only taking it now to another space. So it's not in her yard. It'll be sitting somewhere else. They took the car. She was let them tow about 6 cars, but to a friend's house to sit there. So she's just hoarding at other people's houses. And honestly, it just seems like they'll be there for the rest of her life, or until her kids are left and her family are left to deal with getting rid of everything. So about day 3, still a lot of stuff has not left, and she's the brother comes, and he's the only one that can kind of get to her and kind of just say, get rid of it, let it go, what you need this for, this don't work, let it go, like, the thick southern accent, like, look, this makes no sense, what are you doing, let it go. And she's the one that he listened to. So now they're like, listen, you can't go anywhere, you have to help us. So she let go of a few lawnmowers, a few big items, she was able to get rid of. But even when it came to the small items, she was not trying to budge, because her thing is, if they thought that the tie was to Julius, at one point she broke down. She's upset that he left me with this mess. He left me with this. But it was also that I bought this stuff at a certain value, and I can still make money off of it. And the daughter and everybody is saying she thinks that she can make money off of these items for what she paid for it. But it has depreciated. You've had it for 20 years. Some of the stuff is not functional or able to be resold. And if it is, it's not going to be the same price you bought it for. You're trying to get rid of it. So they did all this breaking it down, and if you spend this much and this much time, and if you're only gonna get $100 for this, why would you do this? And then even down to the clothing, she said, oh look, I have a shirt, I can get I can get $1 for each piece of clothing in here. So she didn't want to donate anything. Like, it was just a mess. It was really sad, and you realize that she feels that if she can sell these items, her dream and Julius's dream, but her dream is to be able to fix up the house. That she could sell these items, she can get money to fix up the house. But the reality is, you're never going to get to selling these items. So it really was a sad case. Frustrating, I'm sure, for Corey again. Frustrating for the family because she didn't budge. They didn't get to clean out much. They just moved things from one location to another. They did clean, I think, some of the first floor. So they did redo a couple rooms, and she was appreciative. Like, she could get into her bed now. She will have a living room, probably some new flooring, a couch and everything. But a lot of that, the extra wings of the house, they didn't get into. That stuff is still packed up there. There's still some stuff in the yards. There's still that 18-foot trailer that she moved wherever she moved it. There's still the cars. You know what I mean? The boat is still in the back. So it really wasn't the big success that we're used to. Like, she is able to move around safely. The family is happy about that. But I don't think that behavior is going to change much from what we saw. Let me know what you think of that episode. To me, it just came across as sad, I think that Julius, like she said, she got married at 18. He probably was her whole world. Whatever he said, she went with. And then when he left, it's kind of like, not only is she lonely, but also not left with the person, the only other person in the world who could make this make sense to her. You know what I mean? To the world. So it's like, now it's just her against the world. Her family, everybody is saying. But he was probably the one like, no, we can make money off of this. He's the one hyping her up. And so she's still in that mindset and unable to get out of being able to make money off of those items. Either way, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye-bye.